You know, this morning, God came to me and asked me one question.
Trolls World Tour fan.
Uh, uh, uh. Oh, God, oh, mighty Lord.
Hello there, Trolls World Tour fan. I've been looking for you. I have one question to ask you. What is the greatest movie of all time?
Well, God, a definitive answer is kind of impossible. I don't quite have much of a favorite movie of all time. But, for the sake of this review, I gotta say.
Trolls band together, baby. That's right, God. That is the greatest movie of all time.
Well, we finally made it. The movie that I've been waiting all year for, I finally got to see! Trolls Band Together! So, Trolls Band Together takes place after the events of Trolls World Tour, where Poppy and Branch go off to Bergentown to see King Gristle and Bridget getting married. But then this mysterious guy, John Dory, comes in and is revealed to be Branch's brother. And they must go on an adventure to save the other brothers. And one of them is locked up in Mount Rageous, and they must save him before he dies. The fact that this was my most anticipated movie of this entire year is a freaking understatement. I mean, come on! It's the freaking follow-up to Trolls World Tour! The freaking Empire Strikes Back of animation! I've been becoming such a defender and a diehard fan of this franchise. It is literally the greatest animated franchise of all time. People say that Toy Story's the best, or How to Train Your Dragon is the best, but for me, it'll always be Trolls. But I have to admit, when it comes to third installments, they're usually kind of the weakest of their trilogy, and considering how good Trolls World Tour was, this one sure did had a really hard act to follow. But holy wowzers! It is even better than Trolls World Tour. I honestly cannot believe how much I love this film, guys. I absolutely loved every second of this film. But granted, yeah, I know that there's definitely gonna be some haters out there that will bash this film and all that. And to you casual viewers out there, if you see any rants on this movie or just videos that say, "Oh, Trolls Band Together sucks, Trolls Band Together is a cinematic disaster," I gotta say to you people, ignore those reviews like the plague. And please, go watch Trolls Band Together. It is one movie that you should not skip out this holiday season. This is not just the best movie of the Trolls trilogy, not just the best DreamWorks movie I've ever seen in my life. Yes, I would go that far. Not just the best movie of 2023. Trust me, no other movie this year comes close to Trolls Band Together, but Trolls Band Together is without a doubt the best freaking movie I have ever seen in my whole 22 years of life on this frickin' planet. Period. It felt like I just stepped into heaven, guys. I mean, wow, where do I even start? I mean, as a third installment goes, guys, man, DreamWorks, they are far from the days of Shrek the Third. They now know how to make their third installments not suck anymore. It is literally the best frickin' threequel you can think of. And what a coincidence, guys, that this movie, this threequel here, came 20 years after another awesome threequel, and that was Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. And it's like the cinema gods were like, you know what, guys? Let's actually do something. Let's actually do the impossible. Let's make another awesome threequel, as good, if not even better, than Return of the King. And so, here we have it. And if this is the last Trolls movie, then this is as perfect as a conclusion as it can get. The story and the writing is so maturely written to the point that both kids and adults can enjoy it at the same time. This is also the darkest out of all the Trolls movies. There's so much interesting backstory and intrigue, and especially in the opening of the film, like right at the opening in this film, you know this movie's a freaking masterpiece when it explains Branch's childhood and how he felt like an outcast in the Brozone squad. And after that, we get right into this awesome musical number of We Are Family, and oh, it's just so catchy and so fun. And the soundtrack in the Trolls 3, I wasn't so sure how it was gonna top Just Sing in Trolls World Tour, but guess what? All the songs are at the quality of Just Sing. Like Better Place at the very end is a great reunion song for the NYSC. Veneer and Velvet's version of Sweet Dreams are made of this. Oh, it is honestly the best cover of the song I have ever listened to. I tried to find it on YouTube and I don't even know where the hell it is. I'm sure they'll eventually post it, but man, I really want to listen to that version. That is like now my favorite version of Sweet Dreams. But honestly, the one song I fell in love with the most, and surprisingly, it's not Better Place, because I know a bunch of people play Better Place and think that's the strongest song in the film, and I can understand why, but honestly, the best freaking song in this entire movie, I'm honestly now debating if it's better than Just Sing, because I gotta admit, Just Sing was so strong because of how every troll started singing and just reuniting together. It just felt like the troll version of Circle of Life. But It Takes Two is just so sweet. It's so freaking touching that honestly, it brought a tear to my eye, that song. I'm not gonna lie. It made me cry. The animation in this movie, holy wowzers. It is the most drop-dead, gorgeous animation I have ever seen in my life. I mean, Trolls World Tour had such phenomenal animation, of course. How the hell did they top it here? There's just so many mind-blowing styles of animation, like the trippy hustle scene, this amazing pixel art scene when Poppy, John Dory, and Branch were dancing to Staying Alive. Which that is the best version of Staying Alive I've ever seen. Honestly, throughout the years, I've honestly never been the biggest fan of Staying Alive. I mean, I thought it was a decent song, but this movie made me fall in love with Staying Alive all over again. This version here is the superior version. I just freaking love how the way that Poppy dances and just how the other three trolls dance, how they just bop their heads like an emu. They just move their arms up and down and just that is some of the best freaking dance moves I've ever seen in animation, guys. And that's what I love about the Trolls movies. That there is their true potential. You know how DreamWorks gives you some awesome animated sequences, like the awesome fight sequences in Kung Fu Panda, the breathtaking flying sequences in How to Train Your Dragon, and here we have the phenomenal dance sequences in the Trolls movies. There's also some shockingly amazing shadow puppet animation, especially in Viva's backstory, which, wow. We'll get to Viva's later, but that anime sequences was just so dark, especially for a franchise that's so fun and lighthearted, but also maturely written at the same time. But yeah, this movie, it has just some of the most amazing styles of animation I've ever seen, guys. I wish it could just stop being like an acid trip like the Spider-Verse movies and actually be more creative. Like this. I mean, this animation here, it puts all of Disney's hand-drawn animation and even stop motion to absolute shame. I'm currently doing a drawing class in college, and honestly, my classmates, they should take serious notes from Trolls Band Together, because this is a visual marvel. John Dory and Branch, they both had great chemistry. You really felt like they were brothers, and they're determined to get back together again. And Poppy, she's the most mature out of all the Trolls movies. She's really grown as a character. She's just so determined to spread loving kindness and to stand up to evil in the world. Well, I honestly liked her tiara in the second movie a bit better, but here, her full outfit here It's the freaking cutest outfit out of all the Trolls movies. I loved how they gave her socks and her dress. Oh, her just cute little dress with a little light green edge on the bottom and just, oh, it's just so adorable. And that material's like made out of yarn, and honestly, just looking at that dress, it gave me vibes of the blanket that I've always slept with since I was little.
And I still sleep with it to this very day.
Trolls World Tour did a phenomenal job of expanding the Troll Kingdom, but here, they actually go beyond that. We now go to 2 awesome new locations. Actually 3. One is this beach location where it's all just made out of beach supplies and all that. And the water's like made out of those gel balls, you know, that you, those kind of stress balls that you squish with. It's just so creative. And even one of the brothers was surfing, and this song was playing in the background, Sailing, Take Me Wait. Yeah, that song. It's a different version of the song, and honestly, it's better than that original version of the song. Yes, I love that original version of the song. Whenever I think of that original version, I think of that scene from Flushed Away, of course. But this version, it's much superior. And yeah, all the songs, they freaking incorporate to the story so well. And the characters that live at the beach are these Sesame Street-like characters. And oh, they're just so sweet. I mean, at first I was like, okay, this is kind of giving me some Ewok vibes here. But honestly, they were all hell of a lot of fun. And even one of the puppets even had this family and all that, which is so realistically well handled. The themes of family in the beach scene is even better than how they handle the themes of family in The Incredibles. I mean, this puppet mom has to deal with all these kids and all that, and it's just so thematically relatable. And we also go to Viva's location, which is this old abandoned carnival area, and just, oh, it's just so dark and all creative. And even that freaking awesome scene where she also gives out these giant portions of food, like this big milkshake and fries and all that. That was a freaking awesome scene, which gets me really hungry at the moment. And of course, the 3rd location, Mountrageous. Wow. It's basically a Hollywood meets Vegas, and just wow. It is so huge and it's just so visually stunning. And the villains of the movie, Veneer and Velvet, honestly, they even top Queen Barb from Trolls World Tour. I didn't know how they were gonna top Queen Barb, but damn. They did in flying colors. They are now the biggest threat that the Trolls universe has ever faced. And their designs look like they came out of Blue Sky's robots. I mean, they're literally worldwide famous celebrities, and yet they're imprisoning one of the brothers of the Bro Zone by sucking out their souls so they can be famous and have awesome music. In which that's their method of torturing him. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of how Farquaad from Shrek tortured Gingy. But actually here, it's more essential to the plot. Because in Shrek, that was just only one scene, just the jab at Disney and all that. But here, it feels integral to the plot. That is like one of the darkest scenes I have ever seen for any animated movie. I mean, people think that this is one of DreamWorks' low-tier movies. Come on, people. This movie has those awesome qualities that you would find in the great DreamWorks movies, if not handled better. First 3 movies, they had some great themes. Like the first movie was about finding your inner happiness and confidence. The second movie was about racial ignorance and differences. This movie here is about family dilemmas and over-empowerment. Both Veneer and Velvet has just such great chemistry, and they also fit into the themes of family and sibling bonding and all that. It's kind of like if Farquaad and Fairy Godmother would team up. And of course, Poppy's sister, Viva. I absolutely adore her with all my heart. She is such a badass. Her backstory when she barricaded one of the tunnels when they were living in the troll tree before the events of the first movie, and how she escaped was a freaking dark and thrilling backstory. In that moment when Viva came to Poppy and she's like, "You have the same hug time bracelet as me." And honestly, at that moment, it brought me to tears, guys. It really did. And that freaking iconic moment when you saw in the trailer, and when she said, when Viva's like, "I'm your sister," and Poppy's like, "My what?" That had me bursting in applause. I never applauded this hard since Endgame. And their song, It Takes Two. Oh, that is now the best troll song since Just Sing, guys. Honestly, it tops Just Sing. I mean, that song, it kind of gave me Can You Feel the Love Tonight vibes, guys. And Poppy and Viva's chemistry, it's just so sweet and powerful. It hit me in the guts with love. I mean, people say that Anna and Elsa are the ultimate sister duo. Well, guess what? I gotta say, bullshit. These two are the true ultimate animated sister duo. Not these two brats, these two love chicks. Heck, when I went to the cinema, I even brought my own Poppy and Viva doll when I went to the cinema. That's right, guys. And heck, I saw even a lot of little girls brought their own Poppy dolls, which I gotta say was quite the experience, I could tell ya. I'm honestly gonna remember these two for the rest of my life. They are the ultimate animated duos. There was Woody and Buzz, there was Shrek and Donkey, there was Joy and Sadness, and now Poppy and Viva. The climax is even so thrilling, guys. Especially when they're using that awesome version of Sweet Dreams. It's just like I Need a Hero from Shrek 2, except now this is a life or death situation right now. The stakes are extremely high, like up to the max, and just you're biting your nails and just praying that, please brother, don't die. And yeah, and also all the brothers are captured actually, and just they're inside the veneer suit, and you fear that this could be the end of the Brozone team. But of course, this awesome moment when Poppy stands up to Velvet and she's like, "You're a bully." And I gotta say, that is the most empowering female quote I've ever seen in any movie. I mean, she had the balls to say that. That is just, wow. That is just the freaking bomb right there. Even King Gristle and Bridget have a subplot when they're going on their honeymoon, but then they get captured by the savage trolls that want to kill Bergens and all that, led by Viva. But then Viva suddenly had a change of heart because of the scrapbook picture that she read from Poppy from the events of the first Trolls, which made her want to be friends with Bridget. And yeah, overall, as you can tell, I have no problems and no flaws with Trolls Band Together. There was not a single moment that was boring, nor a single moment that was cringy. It was all engaging from start to finish. This movie literally felt like it came from heaven. I am just so amazed of how it turned out to be. It gave me the feeling when Jesus risen himself from the dead. It is just the best frickin' movie you can think of, guys. It is the pure definition of a perfect movie. It's as perfect as a conclusion as it can get. It is the Lord of the Rings Return of the King of 2023, and it's the Lord of the Rings Return of the King of DreamWorks and animation in general. It is superior to all the Disney and Pixar movies, and it's now on par with The Lion King as the best movie I have ever seen in my life. All hail the King and Queen of movies. You may kiss.